Hi guys, this is the second part video of Performance Max Campaign. In the last part, we talk about what is Performance Max Campaign, how it's different, and what are the pre-requirement. In this video, we will going to set up a Performance Max Campaign step by step. I will show you how we do the setup here at DTech, and let's dive in. Okay, the first thing you need to do is come here, say new campaign. Okay, this is you want to choose your objective, or if you don't want to choose your objective, you can come here and create a campaign without a goal guidance. Okay, so we're gonna do that one, and then here is the Performance Max Campaign. Okay, and we click, and this is all the conversion action which is linked with this particular account. So if the conversion action is not here which you want to track, then you can add from here as well, or if you want to delete from here, you can delete from here as well. Deleting from here wouldn't be deleting the conversion from the one you have created. Okay, so for this tutorial base, I'm gonna leave this one as it is. Okay, so they say continue, and then here the campaign name, so you can give any campaign name, and normally I put the date and the month. So let's say, okay, in this here he's asking us, okay, what is the bidding strategy we want to use. Okay, so we always want to focus on conversion. So if you have any historical data in here, you can set up a cost per action, but I would like to leave it as manual because I just want to collect the data first, and then after some time we running the Performance Max Campaign, then we can set the cost per action. Okay, customer acquisition, just leave this one as it is, and this comes here. Here you can see what sort of what is your targeting location. Okay, either you can target all of the country, or if you are running a campaign in particular location, then you can come up here and then you can set up the location by typing the name of the location, or if you want, you can do a radius as well. Okay, so let's say we are targeting Sydney in here, and then here is how many miles you want to target. Let's say 10 miles, or if you understand kilometer, then you can change from miles to kilometer. Okay, so now here Sydney target, so the 10-kilometer radius we are targeting up here. Okay, and up here as well, if you want to exclude anything, like you don't want to target Melbourne or any other location which you don't want to target, okay, so then you can exclude from here. So anything, any radius or any particular location you want to exclude or include, just type the name, let's say Perth. So here it is giving us, okay, target, exclude, or nearby. So we don't want to target the Perth, so what we can do here is we can exclude. Okay, and here is the language. So if you're running up in here, so just leave it as in English. Okay, and then here are some more settings. So this is very important, like it depends on the business nature, what sort of ad schedule do you want. Okay, so if there is any particular time frame for the store or the location or the business you are running, then you can schedule your ad here. Let's say I just want to have a Monday to Friday running my ad from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 6 p.m. Okay, so that's my schedule, and then the schedule is done. So the ad gonna run from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Okay, and here come the more settings. So let's say you wanna start this campaign, or you're preparing for that campaign, then you can set the date in the future as well, and the time as well. As we are just gonna start it now, so you can leave it none, or if you planning for the future, then you can do that one. Okay, and then up here is the campaign URL option. This is the any tracking template if you want to add up in here. So you want to see what sort of keyword, what sort of campaign, or what sort of asset group is bringing you the result, so you can track in your Google Analytics. Then you need a tracking template here. Okay, so you can put it up here, and then you can test it out. Okay, so there is a brand exclusion. So if you want to exclude anything, then you can do it from here. Okay, and then here is automatically created asset. So this is the allow Google to help to create your asset. So what is saying up here, so you are giving permission to Google to create the asset for you. So any text asset, any final URL. So as I said in my previous video that this is a machine learning based campaign. So what it tried to does is it is saying, hey, send traffic to the most relevant URL on your site when it's likely to result in a better performance. So Google, rather than we are deciding what page the user has to land, is Google is asking us if Google can decide on our behalf to see which page can perform in a better performance while someone is clicking on your ad. So if you click this one, then putting up the final URL doesn't make any sense. Okay, although you can put it, but then Google will see, or the Performance Max campaign with the machine learning will see which page is the best for the user. Okay, so here it gives us a permission to exclude some certain URL, like you don't want people to land on your FAQ page, or you don't want to land people on your about us page or your location page, or any page you don't want to land user. You can exclude the URL up here if you are leaving this option in here. Okay, so here you can uncheck this thing as well, or you can uncheck this thing as well. So all unchecking mean is you are not giving permission to Google to create a automatically asset for you. Okay, so how they're gonna make it automatically asset? It's gonna the asset we're gonna provide to the user, and then they're gonna mix and match and see which can be done better. Okay, for this one I think machine learning is doing really good, but it's all depend on your test. You want to test this one or you don't want to test this one, but for this tutorial I'm gonna leave this one as it is. Okay, and then next, here is the asset group name. So you can give the name which is easier to remember or easier to see what sort of asset or what sort of people you are targeting in this asset. Okay, let's say I'm SEO in Sydney. Okay, so if I'm targeting August. Okay, so whatever the term you are targeting, you can put it up here, or the month. Okay, this is how I do it, so you can do it the way you like it. Okay, here is the final URL. So this is the final URL which you need to put it. So just give me 1 second. So I just copy this URL and then we paste it here. Okay, so as we discussed in the previous slide in the campaign setting, this URL doesn't really matter. What do I mean by that is because Google gonna decide after clicking some if user clicks on my ad, then mostly Google will decide, okay, which is the best page for the Google to land the user. So if you don't want that one, if you don't want that setting, then you can turn off the thing, but I think machine learning is pretty good, so we're gonna leave that one. Okay, so here is the, if you're adding a phone number because you selected a phone call, so if your conversion action is a calling as well, then you can add your call number here as well. Okay, let's say we add it up here. Okay, here we go. And then here what we need to do is we need to add 20 images, 5 images of the logos, and then the videos. Okay, so whatever the images you have in your business. Okay, let's say we're gonna target this one. This is our demo account, so I'm just it's taking all the images which is on our website. So all I'm doing is I'm just clicking up here. Okay, or you can do use your asset library if you have made a particular images related to your audience or related to your asset, so you can upload them from here as well. Or here is your website, or if there is a particular page, you can put it up here and then all the images will show. Okay, or you can upload them manually from your computer here, or if you want, which I don't really recommend, you can upload the stock images as well. Okay, so that's it, and then we're gonna save it, and then it's gonna come up here. As you can see that it is showing all the preview for the YouTube, Gmail, Google search, display, and discover. So these are the 5 network the Performance Max gonna target. Okay, and then here is the logo. So we're gonna target this one and then done. Okay, so here is asking a 5 images for the logo. So if you have a 5 images for your logo, you can add it, or if you don't have it, then you can add just 1 or 2 the images, but the more you have, the better is for the Google. This is the section where you need to upload your video. Okay, so either you can have your asset library if you have any asset related to the video, or you can create the video here. Okay, so this is give you a different template. So if you don't have a time, or you just want to have a simple video, so this has some basic template which you can try out and upload all the images, the text and everything, then you can make it. Or if you have made a professional video, or just for the particular asset, what you can do is you can upload to your YouTube, and then you don't need to publish or anything because you are using for your ad. So you can upload in your YouTube, and then you can take that link and then upload here. Okay, let's say we're gonna target I'm gonna put the sum of the video link one which I have. Okay, so here is the link which I took it from my channel. Okay, and up here, so see, so if you have uploaded any video from on your YouTube channel, either you have published or you didn't publish publicly, it doesn't really matter. You can save it as a private, and then you can upload up here. Okay, so here is the video. So I'm just adding one to show you how you can but I highly recommend to add as many as possible. Like if it's saying 5 logos, if it's saying 20 images, then just put 20 images. Here is your all the headlines, 15 headlines which you have to put. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so I put all the headlines and all the long description, then I come back. What I have done here, I just put a hypothetically all the headlines. This is okay. If you are going to put your headline, or if you are going to put your long headlines or description, I highly recommend to see what you are offering or what your services are, and spend some times before coming here in the Google ad. This is just for the sake of the video. Normally it takes like a good amount of work before we put any headline or description for any business or for our business. Okay, so this is just to show you that how does it look like. Okay, as you can see that it is giving us the ad strength, which is a good images, headline, description, video. We only added only one video. So if we add more video, then what it can do is it can increase the strength. Okay, so one more thing is here in other campaign, it gives us a permission to pin the headline in a responsive search ad, but in the Performance Max it doesn't give us anything to play with it, which is like quite surprising, because as I said that this is a machine learning campaign, and then they don't give us anything in here. You can't pin any headlines or anything like that. Okay, the next part is description. Description is done, and here you need to put your, let's say, your business name. Okay, so I'm gonna put it my one, so direct digital. Okay, so this is the business name, and then here is the site links. So depending what sort of site link you have, okay, then if you have created already, then it's gonna come up here. Then you can click them and then add up here. It's all depend on what kind of your ad you are going to set up. All the site links depend on what sort of ad or what sort of audience or your asset group is. So all the assets depend on that. So if you don't have a site link, then what you can do here, click on the new site link, and then you can put up your site link text, which you're going to show on the top, then the description, the two description is required, and then the final URL. So the final URL has to be different for every site link extension. The reason behind the different URL is, let's say someone land on your ad and they want to go on particular pages. If you're providing the same URL, so there is no point of putting the site link. It make user life bit easier. So if they want to navigate to a particular page, okay, even though if you put a same URL in here, then it's not gonna accept it. Okay, so make sure you have a little bit thought about it, how you're gonna put your site link depending on your service or depending on your product you are selling. Okay, call to action. So what sort of call to action you want to have? So as it's going to be our ad gonna go on these platforms, then Google is asking us to leave the call to action as a automated, or you can do the learn more, get a code, but I recommend to leave it on automation. So because we don't know where is our ad gonna show, either it's gonna be on Gmail, on search, on display, or discovery, or YouTube. So highly recommendation is to leave it as on automated. So there is a more asset type. So Performance Max recommend is you add as many as extension or asset type in your while you're setting up your Performance Max. Like if you have any kind of promotion, if you want to advertise the pricing, if you want to add a structured snippets, like structured snippet is like it shows under the ad up here, or if you are a service-based business, you can add your lead form here. Okay, or if it's some sort of call out you want, like a reliable service or 30-day money back guarantee, all those kind of thing you can do up here. Okay, and then up here is the location, so it is taking the account level location, which is okay. So here is the display path. If you want to put a display path, you can put it depending on your asset type. If you are targeting a particular service like SEO service, as I can in our example, then I can put the keyword up here. Okay, if your URL is different than mobile, then you can say use a different URL for mobile, but as we keeping it same, so we don't need to do anything. Okay, so this is our asset part. So as much as asset you can add up here, that's gonna be helpful for us. Okay, so here we can see that, see the video we have added is up here, and then here is the Gmail, and then this is a search normal ad which we do. This is the display ad. Okay, the second most important thing in here is the audience signal after asset. So once you have done your asset, then here you're gonna make your audience. Okay, so create an audience signal. Okay, so as I said in my previous video, that it rely on custom segment, your data, your interest and detail and demographic. Okay, so you can give a different name to your audience, where you can understand from the name what sort of audience is this. Let's say we are targeting a keywords. Okay, the first thing is the keyword. As I explained in my last video, that we don't want to create all of this audience in one giant audience. What we want to do here is make a different audience. Like if we're gonna make a custom segment, so we only gonna make a custom segment, and then if we want to make any data, like how people have interacted with your website and or with your business, then we're gonna make only this audience. Or if we are testing any interest or detailed demographic, then we only gonna make that audience and not gonna touch any of these things. Okay, the reason behind that is why we do that one is it is easier to understand what sort of audience or what sort of data is converting, or what sort of audience is converting more in conversion. Okay, let's say we're gonna target, okay, this is the keywords. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is a custom segment. So custom segment is like people based on their search activity, download apps or visited sites. Okay, so in this audience we only going to put a keywords. So what we're gonna do here is a keywords. Okay, keywords of detect. So you can give a segment name, and here it gives us, so people with any of this interest or purchase intention, or people who search for any of these terms on Google. So this is where we can put it our keywords. So this is how we're gonna do it. Okay, so here is let's say digital marketing agency. Okay, Google Ads. Okay, I'm just putting this one is just to show you how you can put your keyword. But if you're going to put your keywords here, make sure those keywords are like we do in a search campaign. We have a theme of the keywords, we put it, and then we can put it up here like a SEO, as this campaign is SEO services. Okay, SEO pricing, sorry, SEO services. We can do that one, local SEO service. Okay, SEO marketing, not this one. Okay, so anything related to your business, you can put all the keywords up here. So now the difference behind, or the way you can get more result is, so you don't want to touch any of this segment, like expand, like people who browse this type of website, people who use type of apps. What you can do here is you can make a different audience, and then rather than targeting the keywords, you come up here and then you can give the website like your user are visiting. Okay, so but you don't want to mix the keywords, the sites and the apps in this audience. Okay, because we are focusing on just on the keywords. Okay, if you want to focus on the apps, just make for the apps. If you're focusing on the website, what sort of website you user visit, so you just make that audience up in here. Okay, and the one more thing is, as I said that in previous video as well, that Google, this Performance Max campaign is anything you give it to Performance Max campaign, this is the starting point for it. It goes everywhere. It will test up the new audience. It will bring back the data to you and tell you, okay, this is performing better, and then you can adjust your Performance Max campaign according to that. Okay, here you can see that it's saying in Performance Max campaign, your ad will be shown to people beyond your selection to find a new conversion. So as I said, it doesn't stick with our given audience or our given instruction. It goes beyond that one and find the new audience, and then you can see and you can manage your Performance Max campaign and see what sort of audience or what sort of other audience is coming up in your activity, which is performing better than the one you have decided. Okay, so now what you're gonna do here is, okay, so here, so this is the our audience signal. Okay, so this is our audience. So keyword, this is detect, switch audience signal under review, it is giving us. So what are we gonna do here is next is the budget. So let's say whatever budget you want to set up according to is recommending $8.47, or set a custom budget, you can do that one here. Okay, so yeah, this one is just a test campaign. So what we're gonna do here. Okay, so now it's summary. Your campaign is almost ready to publish. What you can do up here is, it is saying there is some error, add schedule. So what we're gonna do here is just go up here, add schedule, done, Monday to Friday, done. That's what seems like. Okay, next summary. Okay, so it giving us few other recommendation like add more site links and stuff like that. Okay, and then here is we're gonna publish our campaign. Okay, once you have published your campaign, then you have to come up here in your asset group. Okay, so this is our asset group which we have created. The one mistake I did, I give this one a wrong asset name. So what we can do is this asset name goes with your audience signal. So what you want to do is here, whatever sort of audience you want to target, let's say you are targeting keywords, the audience signal here is a keyword. So we can say keyword plus detect. Okay, so this is to show you up here is, this is to show you up here. Okay, so this asset is on targeting a detect keywords, or it can tell you here the audience signal. This is the audience signal name, and this is the asset name as well. And here we created a we duplicate this asset. Okay, so I'm gonna do it up here is, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna come up here, duplicate this asset group. So we're gonna duplicate, and then this asset group we gonna name a people visited our site. Okay, or you can leave it up here is, let's say we can just give it name detect, and then after we change the audience signal, once we come up here, switch audience signal, and then here we can say, so we have these audience already created up here. One is a website visitor, one is for the keyword base, but for this one we gonna do up here is new audience. Okay, so new audience name is, so let's say we are targeting the interest up here. Okay, so we're gonna say business professional. Okay, so here is people based in, okay, here. So business professional, so this is the interest we are targeting. Okay, business professional. Okay, purchase a home here. Okay, so this is a business, so this is the one interest we are targeting. So we are not targeting any other interest, we are just targeting this particular interest, and we're not touching any custom segment or data or anything else. We just targeting business professional. Okay, and then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna save. Okay, and then this asset group has its own audience. Okay, and then what you can do here is you can, as we discussed in our previous video, that every audience gets its own asset. So if you're targeting a business professional, then you want to see what sort of images or what sort of videos can target those kind or attract the business professional. So you can adjust your asset according to your audience. But if you don't want to do it, you can duplicate your asset and then just change the audience signal, which you can do it as well. But for more relevancy and stuff, always rely on having a different asset for your particular audience. Okay, so now this is here, we're gonna save it. So as you can see that we have created 3 audience, one for business professional. So this is a business professional audience. So what we can do here is we can change this name of this asset group. Okay, so now we know that we got one asset which is targeting a business professional, the audience is a business professional, and then one asset is solely based on the keywords, and the one asset is targeting a audience which is a website visitor. So now we have a 3 audience. Okay, so this is how we do it here in DTech. So if you want to try our method, you can do that as well and see if that can bring the value to your Performance Max campaign. So the one thing I just want to let you know, that if you have your Google Merchant Store account is set up with or connected with your account, then your products will come up here. Okay, so I highly recommend to add your Google Ad Merchant Store account with your Google Ad account. So if your Google Merchant Store account is not connected with your Google Ad account, it will not able to fetch all the information or all the product which you have uploaded in your merchant store. So if you are running a e-commerce business, this is a highly recommended thing to do, to connect your Google Merchant Store account with it. Okay, so this is one of our campaign which is running from from last 2-3 months. So as you can see that it has a Google Merchant Store account is connected, so we're targeting all of the product here. It is possible to make a listing of the product, like if you have a different kind of audience you are targeting, then you can make a list or make a segment of your products, like this is for women or this is for men. But for this particular account, we are targeting all the product, and then you can see that all the asset group we have. So in here we have a 7 asset group. So first, in this campaign we started with only these 3 campaign: interest, data, and the segment of the website or apps they have visited. So but after some time, what we saw that there is a 3-4 audience which were outperforming everyone, like aspiring chef, travel buffs, technology, and luxury shopper. So what we did, we created this particular audience in our asset group, and then we targeted. As you can see that they are outperforming everyone here, which we did it. So as I said that you provide a Performance Max some audience, or your interest, your website data, or any audience you have created, and then once you have created, it goes beyond that audience and give you that, okay, these are the other audience which is converting well. So what you can do here is, once you see that certain audience are outperforming your current audience, so you can make a new asset group and then target that particular audience which is outperforming. So the result is here as well. See, this is only for last 30 days. While you're running your Performance Max campaign, I highly recommend to keep an eye on your Insight tab. So why you want to do that one is, so you want to see what sort of audience signals or the new audience signal is coming up from Performance Max campaign. So if you see that your audience is getting outperformed by some other audience, so you want to target that particular audience with the new asset or the current asset which you have in your Performance Max campaign. The reason behind that is that's how we scale the Performance Max campaign. So keep your asset, your images, your videos fresh, and you can check once you run your campaign for long enough time, it can tell you how your assets are performing. If the assets are performing below average, or they are good, any asset which is performing below the average, you need to change that one, so that way your Performance Max campaign keep fresh. So this is how we set up a Performance Max campaign here at DTech Digital. I hope this video has provided you enough value for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.